Hello and welcome to the Illuminating Crossroads community. My name is Lisette, and today we're going to be doing a reading for the new moon in Sagittarius. So I did feel called to do this more as a collective reading, so if you happen to be watching this video after the fact, it could just be that the energy that's pouring through at this time at the new moon in Sagittarius on November 30th is supportive to wherever you're at right now. So we're going to start with the tarot to guide us on these collective energies that are present at this time. So we're going to look at what is the overall energy that we're working with. And of course, as always, if you'd like to grab a notebook or a journal to jot down anything that pings to you, feel free to do so. Okay, so the King of Cups did kind of want to be reversed, but I'm not gonna keep it that way because it seems like it wants to be more so upright, but we'll read it both ways. And then I'm just gonna do one more card here. Okay, perfect. So for this new moon in Sagittarius, I'm seeing that for the overall energy, there's almost this invitation or awareness of like, you're not just like sitting and waiting for things to happen. You're realizing that like action or like practical plans and an allowance of more flow and doing is really what's needed to cultivate like closing out some of these old storylines within your life. So here with the King of Cups, if we do put it reverse just temporarily, we can see that, normally the King of Cups is this very like mature essence. So thinking of emotional maturity. So it's wisdom that has been gathered throughout different experiences within one's life. And there's this deeper knowingness of how to how to assert yourself or how to be within situations, maybe to not be so reactive, to actually really digest what is occurring, to know how to move forward. So with this energy being here, it seems that there's this hopefully overall idea of like what it is that you're wanting within your life emotionally to allow you to experience this 10 of Cups energy. So the 10 of Cups is very much like this completion, if you will, with the Cups energy. So it's this understanding of what was, what has been, and what it means to really harvest from those past things, or even thinking of the past pains or just challenges and obstacles that you have experienced, and allowing that to almost be this fertile ground for what is lying ahead within this next cycle. And I'm feeling really called to say that at the time of this new moon, it's great to set intention if there have been areas within your life that you're really fixed within, especially because this new moon is taking place within Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is the sign that is very much like focused and goal oriented, or it at least knows like where it wants to expand to, or it really allows for this deeper trusting within the divine or spirit or God, goddess, the universe, whatever it is that you use for yourself when we view Sagittarius from a more esoteric lens. So, and just thinking the planetary ruler of Sagittarius is Jupiter. So there's this invitation to see like if you invite yourself to take more of a higher perspective on things, and to see like also how can you honor like what is bringing you joy and happiness now, and what would it mean to like loosen the reins of the focus on maybe things that you are wanting and desiring that haven't quite yet materialized, but knowing that if you allow yourself to loosen up, to have more fun, more play, that you'll actually find yourself coming to completion with certain projects, or let's just say like desires of experiences sooner than you think, with the World card being here. All right, and then let's go ahead and pull some astrology oracle cards as well. And we're just going to see what the celestial kingdom would like to share at the time of this new moon in Sagittarius. I will say I'm being very drawn to the colors of blue. So if you are happening to watch this video before the new moon peaks, or even if after, it's fine. But if you want to work with the color blue, that might be supportive if you're doing any purging within your emotional body. And then the symbol here is making me think of a snake at the moment. So this might be a really good time to also reflect on like what is it that you have transformed within your life, and how can you find again like gratitude. I'm not sure if I said, but thinking of that gratitude essence, right? So that almost that like optimistic energy of Sagittarius that is accessible at this time. Okay. So let's see, we have air, open-mindedness, objectivity, and learning. And then we have 11th house, friends, like-minded groups, and humanitarian beliefs. So at the time of this new moon, or whenever you happen to be watching this, know that in the tapping into this 10 of Cups energy, or even just thinking of like how you have matured emotionally within your life, that it actually might be supportive to really set some intention towards like what areas would you like to expand into within your community. And also just thinking like Jupiter is presently retrograde in Gemini, and then we also have Mercury retrograde as well. So this is a really good time to kind of reassess some of your beliefs. And Mercury is retrograde in Sagittarius. I don't think I just said that. So the same place that this new moon energy is like coming to sow new threads of experience. So allowing yourself to see like in the ways that you have allowed yourself to communicate, to think about different ideologies, how are you inviting a newness or a renewal, and even maybe thinking if this is a time that you would like to challenge some of your beliefs so that you can actually find expansion outside of the box that you may have unknowingly placed yourself within. So, and this could be like thinking of like, I get this feeling like you've already been like putting in and doing all this work, changing a lot of your belief structures, but it's almost like you found all these like little boxes that may have been holding you in place that were not serving you. And it's like there's this huge bigger box that's almost like it's just outside of your peripheral vision, and it's just like, oh wait, no, okay, like you're almost ready to like get rid of that box and then allow yourself to expand even more. So if that resonates with you, but I feel like that is probably a more specific thing to whomever it may be. So take what resonates and just allow the rest to flow. And also, the King of Cups card is making me think of Pisces energy, just like intuitively. So I will say that this new moon energy can also be a great time of thinking how do you balance, especially since the Seven of Pentacles is here and the Ten of Cups, like how do you balance work and play, and how would it feel to allow for a more flowing, I don't want to say structure, but a more flowing routine, or I feel like routine's not the right word either. But hopefully you get what I'm kind of saying. But how can you just allow for more flow so there can be this awareness of like, oh, okay, like it doesn't have to all just be work, or also like hyper fixating on things that aren't necessarily showing as much growth isn't going to like expedite your growth. So allowing yourself to lean into more of the Ten of Cups energy, so then that growth in, like, it's almost like that beautiful surprise, like if you do any gardening as an analogy of like, you know, like say you just like planted some seeds, or maybe you forgot that a pot was outside with some soil that had seeds, and then there was like a good rain, but like you allowed yourself to like not pay attention, or you forgot about it and you just kept going on with your day-to-day or what have you, and then you come back and then you're like, oh my gosh, there's sprouts, or like there's growth, right? And it's like by just allowing yourself to be more present, to be more aware. So thinking back to this like King of Cups energy, you can allow for growth to take place without there being like so much restriction or control of like, oh, okay, like growth needs to be this way or that way, and allowing yourself to maybe even communicate with your friends. Family is kind of coming up too, and I know when I'm recording this we're kind of near the holidays, so maybe there's inspiration that come through when you maybe even share what it is that you're wanting to create within your life, that you're wanting to do. Yeah. Okay, and let's see. Let's do some Starseed Oracle cards. So, and then for the air card, which I don't know that we like tap too much into. So it does just say, it says open-mindedness, objectivity, and learning. So now could be a really fun time to like dive into something that you've been wanting to learn but you've been putting off, or to actually just find something new that you would like to learn. So then you can actually allow yourself to expand into a new area of life that brings in new inspiration. Okay. And then we're just going to see if we can get any messages from your guides. From the Starseed Oracle deck. Or anything that would just like to come through at this time. Okay. So here we have the Seven Sister Stars. That's funny. We have the 7 Star Sisters. Hello. So birth and creation, tapestry of life, and expression. All right. So that's really beautiful because this new moon is all about, you know, birthing, creating, seeding something. And for tapestry of life, also like this card with the World card is making me think of like almost these bigger picture goals. So what is it that you're desiring to cultivate within this larger tapestry or this weaving within your life? And this card is also like 11th house energy. We have the sisters, or this community, this dancing, right? An expression. So is there has there been like a repression or denying of allowing yourself to express in a way that feels authentic to you? And if so, how can you allow yourself to simply find maybe more movement, or more writing or communicating in a way that nourishes your soul? Okay, and then let's see if we can get another card. We're actually going to do from the Ancestors and Angels Oracle deck. Okay, so see if we can get a message from your ancestors and angels. Yeah, I'm also looking at all these little blue orbs, and I know we said the color blue earlier was standing out to me. So working with your throat energy center at this time, or paying more attention to it, especially if you happen to watch this video before December 15th, Mercury is still going to be retrograde until December 15th of 2024. So just knowing how can you really nourish that energy center of your throat. So another thing that's coming through is thinking of your truth, right? So your truth and how you express it, and allowing for the spaciousness for others to also have their truth. Okay. All right, so let's see. Angels and ancestors. So we have arrows. Surround yourself with protective energy. And then we have fire guardian. Ignite your passions. Okay, so yes, and then I'm going to pull this card out. And then I actually think I'm going to do this other one too. Let's see, we'll get one more card. Okay, so, okay, perfect. So to start off with, the surround yourself with protective energy, I actually think that's really interesting, because I know I saw the, I forget what it's technically called, but I'll just call it like a reef. In the world card, but that snake that I was seeing, it's really interesting because this card is pulling through that energy again as well. And then we do have a snake here that I'm seeing. So this time at the new moon, also thinking of like your boundaries, right? So we are also presently in the pre-shadow period for Mars retrograde. So that will take place on December 6th of 2024. Just in case that's supportive to you, depending on when you happen to watch this. But this might be a good time to really keep up with, like, especially just thinking within the mental body of keeping up with, like, cleansing in your spiritual hygiene. And really allowing for solid boundaries of like what you want to say yes or no to, and what is actually invoking this like inner fire for you, or this passionate energy, so that you can allow yourself to, like with that arrow, have a direction for your energy or your movement to be in a way that is bringing about, I don't know why I want to say clarity of purpose. Maybe that's for someone if you happen to resonate with that, but to bring about like clarity for like the pathway of illumination that's taking place for you now. So allowing more clear direction to come to you in the moment, right? So yes, okay, hopefully that made sense. And then next we had Fire Guardian. So Sagittarius is a fire sign. It's a mutable fire sign. So this might be a really lovely time to connect with Archangel Michael if you like working with the archangels. And this can also be a time to think of things that like warm you up, right? Like when you think about like doing that, it just like gets you excited, or like it's almost like that like comfort things, but that are just like warming to your essence. So it can invite this more, I'm almost feeling like this sensual enjoyment of beingness of each moment of life itself. All right, and the hands are really standing out to me. So if you happen to like working with mudras, that could be something that's really supportive to you at this time in your meditation practices. Yes, okay. And then we have here, elder move beyond ancestral patterns. So I feel like this could be like thinking of that that box that we kind of tapped into that was outside of your peripheral. It could be something that is like a container that's holding you still within some type of limiting belief structure that is from an ancestral pattern. So whatever does arise to the surface, whatever awareness you have, really playing with like how can you invite yourself to expand your consciousness even more, but not in like a forceful obsessive way, but as a curious and almost like this playful and like creative way, if that makes sense. And we have traveler, move in a new direction. So if you're having to force a lot of things and you're meeting a lot of obstacles, this is a great time at the time of this new moon, or just when these energies are coming through for you, to see how can you pivot, what needs to change. Maybe the sprouts or the seeds that you planted have stunted in their growth, and knowing that that is more than okay. There's an abundance of opportunities, so how can you move in a new direction and find a new pathway that's really fruitful for you? Okay, and then lastly, we're just going to pull some chakra oracle cards. So we're just going to see if there are any specific energy centers that would like to be focused on at the time of this new moon in Sagittarius, or if there is just messages from these beautiful portals within our energetic bodies. Okay, so here we have psychic development. Very beautiful, especially thinking of the arrow when we were talking about boundaries for the mental body, so that like clarity can come through with like divine inspiration. So really seeing like how can you trust your intuition more, and how can you even like thinking of that meditation that mentioned, because these hands are coming up again, and this one is actually making me think of, I think it's just the lotus mudra, when you just like hold your hands at your heart and then you put your thumbs and your pinkies together. That might be a supportive mudra. And then I was also thinking of, I think it's the Jnana mudra, when you just hold your thumb and your index finger together as such. Okay, so if that's supportive to you. And then also knowing that, like, of course, working with mudras, you're working with the energy elementals and different channels within your body. So always just making sure that those do resonate with you. And then here, beautiful. This is another third eye or intuitive eye card. So it says clarity, and then at the back of the deck we did have creativity. So I just want to put that out because creativity seems to be an infused theme. And then we have dream, inner strength, visualization, family. Okay, so anywho, at this time, allowing yourself to really play within this realm of your intuition and to allow for more receptivity and to tap into more of this creativity. So thinking of bringing more awareness to the right brain and seeing how you can allow for more of these like flow states to come about to give you clarity and direction of where to go next. And also at this time really being how do I want to say, really being on top of whatever like spiritual practices you do have. So if you have a meditation practice or a movement practice, or if you do journaling every day, or maybe you want to tap into like automatic writing is coming through, the like gazing at a candle flame, I think it's the is it Tritaka? I'm probably saying that word wrong. I see the word, but I don't know how to say it. But like the candle gazing meditation, or like whatever it is, maybe if you already do these types of practices, maybe you see if there's like something else that you can add that can add to your toolbox of your resources that support you with this psychic development, but also bring about this creating of space within yourself so that you can have more room to birth what it is that you are wanting to channel through you, to bring through you as this creative share within your life. All right, so I do think that is all that I'm seeing. I was going to just roll some astro dice, so we'll just roll these to see if there is any closing messages for this reading. And if you did join until the end, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. So let's see. Here we have the 10th house, we have Capricorn, and then we have the South Node. Okay, so this is really beautiful because I think this is really tying into that like elder ancestral message. So at this time, really thinking of like it's almost like I'm seeing like all of these strings and these scissors just like cutting the strings, and all the strings were tied to the past, to your ancestors, and you're almost being asked from this place without having those strings of attachment, just for this moment, what is it that you want to create, that you want to do, that you want to be dedicated to, you want to be persistent with, you want to leave as your own legacy? And how can you allow yourself to not let whatever it is that you want to do be distorted by those things of the past that maybe run through your bloodline. All right, so with all that being said, thank you so much for joining for this reading. I would love to see in the comments if there's any part that resonated with you, and if you'd like to give the video a thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to subscribe and join the community, we would love to have you. So thank you so much, and until next time, bye.